I'm Chris Costa and you're watching RedWolf TV.
Hey guys, Tim here and welcome to another episode of RedWolf TV. Now if you remember, a couple of months ago, we did a sneak preview of the KG9 by RWA. Now, the final production model is here, so let's get right to it. Now, instead of a white box, it now comes in a black box. And inside, of course, comes with its manual, as you should see in every gun you purchase. And inside, underneath, is the RWA KG9 with two 90-round metallic magazines, as well as a 7.4 LiPo battery with mini Dean's connectors. And underneath that is a hex key to adjust the hop-up, but more on that later. This is what it's all about. Say hello to the airsoft replica of the real steel KG9. Here's a little bit of history. The real steel KG9 was made in Sweden and was originally an open bolt, fully automatic submachine pistol that made its way to the US. And because of rules and regulations, they turned it into a closed bolt, semi-auto only submachine pistol and then renamed it the Tech 9 by Intratec. This is a replica of the KG9, the grandfather. So let's get into the details. The body is made out of polymer / nylon fiber, giving it a nice glossy look. As you can see, the left side, it has the correct markings, as well as the right side of the grip. The rest of the body is made out of steel, as well as the 90-round magazines, giving a little bit of heft. You can see that it does have fixed front and rear sights. They don't move at all. One thing you'll notice is that the airsoft replica is about 1 or 2 holes longer than the real steel version. This is only to fit the 7.4 LiPo battery that sits inside the handguard. It may lose some realism, but I think it makes it look prettier. It also increases the length of inner barrel, which should improve the performance, but does it? More on that later. The mock charging handle is still a little bit wobbly. It doesn't serve a purpose, but it's nice that it's still there. There are 2 sling points on the left side. The magazine release is right behind the magazine itself, and the safety can be found right in front of the trigger. To get to the battery compartment, you would need to remove the thread cover, revealing a 14mm CCW thread and the cap behind it. And inside is the storage space. Now, the red cables are too revealing. To conceal it better, you would need to cover it with black electrical tape, like it did in the RA Productions mini-movie, Awakenings. Now, if you haven't seen that movie, I suggest you do so by clicking on this link here. It's pretty cool. If you're not a big fan of just the thread cover, you can add a suppressor to it. And now I add its magazine, and it looks so badass. Internally is a fusion system with a proprietary gearbox interchangeable with standard AEG version 2 gears, with a Systema-style piston, hop-up, chamber, and inner barrel, meaning you're going to have to adjust the hop with the hex key previously mentioned in the magwell. So what we have here is a gun that retains the simplicity of an AEG but performs like a Systema PTW. But that's what it says on paper. To put this to the test, we're going to have to chrono the thing and then take it to a range. But before we go, I thought I may as well mention that the only way to make the KG9 cooler than it already is to go akimbo. Dual wield. Feel like a bad guy in a movie. I feel so badass at the moment. Anyway, I think it's time to chrono the thing. For the chrono test, we're using 0.2 gram 6mm BBs. This clocked in at just under 330 FPS. Hey guys, it is the next day, and as you might have noticed, we are not at Milsim CQB and Training Center. We are in fact outside. If you have seen the sneak preview of the KG9, you know for a fact that it could easily hit a target within 20 meters with no problem whatsoever. And I did promise you that I would make my way out into the wilderness. So here I am, and I immediately regret my decision. I am standing in a pool of my own sweat, and my crown jewels are sticking to other limbs. Anyway, I digress. We have Jim Bob about 70 meters away. He is our target for today, and I'll be using 0.3 gram BBs. We did play stone, paper, scissors to see who'd be the target this time, and unfortunately, he came up empty-handed. So let's get right to it. you can definitely hear it being hit from 70 meters out. I am hugely surprised by this because this was the distance of the APX sniper rifle we used a couple months back, and that was 2 joules. This is 330 FPS, and we are hitting that target from 70 meters. I believe that we could even go further than 70 and push it back to 80 or something, or maybe 90. May as well give it a go. As you can clearly see, the KG9 is full auto only with no semi-auto function, with the safety lever right in front of the trigger. It has a rate of fire of about 15 BBs per second, which is not bad for a 7.4 LiPo battery. As I've mentioned previously, there is a little bit of a rattle with the KG9, which is relatively nice. And we're out. I think I see the BBs dropping right before Jim Bob, or about where he is. So I think 80 meters, where I am now, is its maximum range, which is truly astonishing. This is with no wind. As you might have noticed, if you could see it from your point of view, those BBs were going dead straight. There was hardly any wind hindering it, and I think I hit him a few times, but I'm going to have to check the camera just to be sure. So what we have here is an AEG that's only a little bit longer than its real steel counterpart, but given that extra length, and the fact that you can add a suppressor to it only adds to its badassery level. It does clock in at an average of 330 FPS, but taking that into account and the really short inner barrel, it could shoot up to 80 meters, which is astonishing. This just goes to show what the PTW system can do. Imagine if you do some internal modifications, increase the rate of fire and the FPS, it could possibly go further than 80 meters, reaching 90 or even 100. We can only dream. So for this cool product and many more, go to our website at www.redwolfairsoft.com and see you guys on the next episode of RedWolf TV. I'd like to thank Mother Nature for not allowing me to have heat stroke and for being so kind to us. Oh. That feels so much better. Porn stash out. Do subscribe to our channel so you can keep up to date with our latest and coolest videos.